Hey everybody, it's me, Mr. Cinema Junkie. I answered earlier TattooedDoorman's question about Serbian film and why is it the sickest movie. Um, but after seeing the infamous Ill Will's video, I was inspired to do my own video. I had a little bit more I wanted to say, but I didn't want to take up all the text area and stuff. Plus, I had done a video for 81 Oak Ridge STF, Mike, when he was comparing Mortem and and Serbian Film and a few others. So I just had a couple of things I wanted to say about Serbian Film. First of all, is Serbian Film really a sick movie, or are certain scenes in it kind of sick? You know, the movie as a whole is pretty depraved. If you took out the parts of it that made it catch everyone's attention, you'd basically have a movie like Hostel. And nobody said anything about Hostel other than it wasn't a very good movie. But you throw in the extreme scenes that everybody keeps talking about, and all of a sudden it's garnering all this bad publicity and bad attention, and everybody's got an opinion on it. Even people who haven't seen the movie have an opinion on it, because they want to jump on that I'm more holier than thou, and I'm more righteous than you, and I'm going to condemn this movie because it makes them feel better for some reason. I'm not one who's going to be like, I'm not going to down anybody for not seeing that movie. It's not everybody's cup of tea. This is a fact. But then, not every movie is everyone's cup of tea. Not just because it's extreme, but not everybody's into what other people are into. The thing is that I've gotten opinions. I've done a review on Serbian Film in the past, and I'm still getting comments on that video. To this day, I just got one today, as a matter of fact. And one of the comments that somebody said was, whether it's a movie or whatever, there is never a reason to show the rape of a baby. Okay. Let's go with that. Let's say you're right. You're absolutely right. There is no reason to do it. But then that can cover everything. Is it ever okay to show the murder of any individual, or a rape of any individual, or molestation of any individual? Baby, senior citizen, middle-aged, adult, teenager. Is it ever really okay for that? I mean, when you say something like that, if you're saying it's not okay to show a baby, the death, murder, rape, or anything of a baby, you are in turn saying, but it's okay for all the other stuff. Unless you brought it up and specifically said, well, it's not okay to show anybody getting raped, it's not okay to show anybody getting killed, you are in turn saying it is okay to show that. And in turn, does that not make you the sick person you claim that people like me and other people who watch movies like that are? Not too long ago, there was a movie released called Hound Dog, starring Dakota Fanning. Played an 11-year-old girl, country backwoods. And there was a very controversial scene in there where she is raped by an older boy. He's like 18, 19 years old. He got her tickets to something, and in order to get the tickets, she had to let him do things. And he winds up raping her. The only thing I ever heard about that was that Dakota Fanning takes on controversial part in this new movie. I didn't hear anybody getting up in arms about, hey man, that's showing the rape of an 11-year-old girl. How dare they? I didn't hear anybody saying any of that stuff. And if it was being said, it wasn't being said as loud as this is being said. So it comes down to the individual who makes the movie and the people who are willing to give his vision a shot. He felt he had something to say. He chose to say it in no uncertain terms, or basically in the rawest way you could possibly say it. Now, there are some people who get it, there are some people who don't get it, and there are some people who refuse to get it. Like infamous Ill Will said, it was a movie that sticks in your head for a while. And as a horror fan, as somebody who's watched all kinds of horror from all kinds of countries, different grades of horror, lightweight, no gore, full-on blood and guts, the range is just endless. After a while, it doesn't have the effect it had on you when you first watched it. I think what a lot of us as horror fans are missing is that feeling of being scared. And these days, since those movies don't scare us, we're replacing it with movies that will, I guess, for lack of a better term, shock us. Now, I know there's a lot of guys on here that have seen it and go, that didn't shock me, but you gotta kind of admit it did kind of tap a part of your head that you kind of forgot was there, a part of your brain that you kind of hadn't been catered to in a long time. And it sounds weird to say that because it makes it sound like, well, the only way we're ever going to get any excitement out of movies is to see the so-called newborn porn or, necrophilia with young children, and that's not true. It's not. There's other extreme stuff that we've seen that is right on par with what people call sick and twisted, and that's fine. Some people just, it's not for everybody, that's for sure. I just think that some people genuinely are offended by such things, and that's fine. I don't blame them. I'm not going to say anything like, oh, how dare you be insulted by that. Sure, okay, some things offend you. Curse words offend people. I'm not offended by foul language, but some people are. So I can understand that some things in movies, even in the mainstream horror movies, the weak stuff that we call, stuff we call weak, I'm sure the subject matter of, say, the first Nightmare on Elm Street might not sit very easy with other people, that he was a child killer and stuff like that. To us, it's hard to take it very seriously, but bottom line, he was a child murderer. Freddy Krueger, he was a child murderer, but look, it spawned 8 parts, 9, however many parts, 7, 8 parts, and a whole fan base and a remake, and no one ever said, hey, he's killing kids, that's not right. Nobody said anything like that. It's only when it's up in your face and having your nose rubbed in it, then you're kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. And like I said in some of my comments, I think a lot of people, there is no way a majority of the people who saw Serbian Film didn't hear about it first. There's no way. I heard about Serbian Film before I saw it. I heard about everything that was in it. I was told all about it. And yes, curiosity got the best of me. I'm like, how did they pull that off? Was it really that, in your face? And I had to see, and I saw it. I'm not blaming anybody for me seeing it. That was my choice, my decision. And I think what a lot of people have done is, it's like human nature. The more you warn somebody not to do something, the more you say, do not see this movie. Don't smoke cigarettes. It'll cause cancer and emphysema. Don't drink. It causes cirrhosis of the liver. Don't smoke crack. It'll kill you. Don't do coke. You'll get addicted and die from it. The more it's almost like in the mind to say, you can't tell me what to do. I say what I do. And it's almost like they're challenged and they feel like, I'll show them what I can do and get away with. So when someone tells you, absolutely no way, I saw this movie, but I'm telling all of you, don't see it. It's almost like saying, I can handle it, you can't. And some people hear that and they're like, well, who are you? You ain't shit. And then they go and they watch the movie because they feel like they've been challenged. Now they've seen something they can't unsee, and right away they got to make themselves feel better. So what do? Sickest movie I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god, how could they make such a film? And who the hell would buy such a thing? And who would watch such a thing? You would. You would. Everybody told you what was in it, and still you went and saw it. And now to make yourself feel better, you gotta bash it and bash everybody else who's seen it. It's not the movie that's sick and twisted. Even though the subject matter and the images you see may be extreme, I think sick and twisted falls on the shoulders of the viewer. I mean, calling it pornography, I still stick by my guns and saying that's not pornography. Pornography is exciting. Pornography is a turn-on. And nothing in Serbian film, for me, was a turn-on. I did not get excited by anything that I saw in there. Nothing in there aroused me. Some of it was like, whoa, man, did you see that? And some of it was repulsive. It really was. But as a whole picture, as a whole movie, I absolutely thought it was a genius film, and it's something that I will own. So, I didn't want to ramble on too long, but there's just a few other things I wanted to say on the subject of a Serbian film. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. Tat, thanks for the question. Infamous Ill Will, TattooedDoorman. Definitely check them out. Very cool guys. And last a lot, he's supposed to be watching that movie for the first time, so I'm really looking forward to hearing his opinion on it, because he's into the extreme stuff. So I'll put all three of their links below. Check them out. Definitely cool guys to know. And that's it. Thanks, guys, for listening. I'll be talking to you all soon.